Imagine this. You have just had a brilliant idea. Your mind races with possibilities. But then the doubts creep in. What if no one likes it? What if I fail? You are not alone. Most ideas never take off because we are afraid of wasting time, energy, or money. But here is the good news. There is a smarter way. A way to test your ideas, learn quickly, and grow confidently. That is what the Lean Startup by Ries is all about. The goal is not to create a flawless product. The goal is to figure out what works. Today I will share 4 simple ideas from the book that can help you turn your ideas into reality. Let's dive in. Let's say you want to create an app to connect farmers with buyers. The old way, spent months building the perfect app. But what if no one uses it? Instead, try the build, measure, learn, loop. Build a small, basic version of your idea. Measure how it works by asking for feedback. Learn what to improve and do it again. Think of it like baking cookies. You bake a test batch. You taste them, and then you adjust the recipe. Each time your cookies and your product get better. Sarah, an entrepreneur, did this. She launched a simple app and got feedback like, "This is too hard to use." Each improvement brought her closer to a product people loved. But how did she manage to build this app without spending months on development? That is where the MVP comes in. The build, measure, learn loop lets you move forward with small, focused steps, saving time and avoiding unnecessary guesswork. And that leads us to the tool that makes this loop possible, the MVP. Your turn. What is one small step you can take today to test your idea? Write it down, and if you are feeling bold, share it in the comments below. Now that we have covered the build, measure, learn loop, let's talk about the key tool that makes it all possible, the MVP. Let me ask you, have you ever waited to start because your idea did not feel ready? Here is the truth. Waiting for perfect can hold you back. That is why the Lean Startup teaches us to start with a minimum viable product, MVP, the simplest version of your idea that solves a problem. Take Sarah for example. She had a big idea for an app to help farmers. Instead of spending months coding, she launched an MVP, a simple website. Farmers listed their produce and buyers placed orders. It wasn't fancy, but it worked. Feedback came rolling in. Farmers wanted easier item uploads. Buyers asked for a search feature. Each update made the product better. And here is a fun fact. Dropbox started the same way. Before writing a single line of code, they created a short video explaining their idea. That video brought in thousands of signups. An MVP like this lets you test your idea quickly, saving time and money. But what if the feedback reveals a bigger issue? That is where the next concept comes in, pivoting or persevering. Your turn. What is the simplest version of your idea you could launch this week? Think about it, write it down, and share it in the comments. Let's brainstorm together. Once you have launched your MVP and gathered feedback, you might face a critical decision. Pivot or persevere. Let's explore how to handle it. Imagine this. Sarah's app is live, but the results aren't great. Farmers aren't signing up. She is at the crossroads. Should she pivot or persevere? Pivoting means changing direction, like targeting larger suppliers instead of small farmers. Persevering means staying on the same path but making consistent improvement. Sarah reviewed her data and decided to pivot. She shifted her focus to big suppliers, updated her messaging, and within weeks, sales shot up. Another famous pivot, Instagram. It started as a location-based app but pivoted to focus solely on photo sharing, a change that made it one of the most popular apps in the world. Pivoting is not failing. It is about learning what works and being brave enough to change. But what if you choose to persevere? It is about refining your product, doubling down on what's working, and addressing specific feedback. Now that Sarah is on a new path, how can she ensure her business is truly growing? That is where innovation accounting comes in. Ask yourself. Take a moment to reflect. Is there something in your life or business that is not working? What is one change you could make today that might lead to success? Finally, let's talk about how to measure success in a way that truly drives growth and improvement. Let's talk about numbers. Many people think success is all about profit or sales, but those numbers don't always tell the full story. Instead, the Lean Startup introduces us to innovation accounting, a way to measure progress by focusing on metrics that matter. These are numbers that show you are growing in the right direction. Here are a few questions to consider. Are your customers coming back? Are complaints going down? Are you solving real problems? Sarah applied this approach. Instead of just tracking sales, she looked at customer feedback, return visits, and satisfaction rates. She knew that if her customers were happy, her business would keep growing. By measuring what matters, you can see real progress and stay on track toward meaningful growth. Think about your work or project. What are 3 meaningful metrics you could track to measure real progress? Write them down, and if you are ready to take action, start tracking one today. Success begins with knowing what to measure. Starting something new can feel scary, but here is the truth. You don't need to get it perfect. You just need to start. The Lean Startup teaches us that success is not about luck. It is about learning one small step at a time. Your challenge: write down your idea and the smallest step you can take to test it. Share it in the comments and let's brainstorm together. Your idea could change lives, but only if you take the first step. The world is waiting. Are you ready? And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the Growth Atlas for more tips and strategies to help you build, learn, and grow together. Let's make that first step today.